Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the castle here at CCBC Essex, or welcome back to the castle here at CCBC Essex if you're a holdover from game number one. And if you are, I hope you got a chance to catch your breath, as I certainly did. Aaron Thomas in the broadcast booth bringing the action once again live on YouTube, your home for all of the night's home games, whether it's on the turf or the hardwood. You can always catch the games live from the castle on YouTube. It is game number 2 of the rivalry matchup between the CCBC Essex Knights and the Harford Community College Fighting Owls. The Owls got the win in game 1. It was a comeback effort for them, scoring 2 goals in the second half to steal game 1 from the Knights. And it was their third straight victory over the Knights women's soccer team for the Fighting Owls. On the other side here for the men, well, it's been a much, much different tale for the Fighting Owls men's team. 9 straight losses to the Knights coming into this matchup. If I know that, I'm sure they do, and so do the Knights. 9 straight losses coming into this one, but almost all of them close matchups. There's one 1-7 game that is certainly an outlier in that. But a rivalry that has been very one-sided as of late when it comes to soccer action. And the Owls trying to reverse that trend. Of course, Coach Fiedler's squad on the other side, they're trying to remain strong, and they're trying to reverse their trend of losses, coming off a loss in New Jersey on the 28th this past Saturday, a 2-1 loss. That was coming after 3 straight victories, and before then, 2 straight losses. So a little bit of good, little bit of bad here for the Knights as of late. They're trying to reverse that trend and put their best foot forward as they have just a handful of games before we get into tournament time. Spooky season has arrived today, October 1st, which means that the Region 20 tournament is right around the corner. And this is the time when you want to be playing your best soccer. And a perfect test for Coach Fiedler's squad here. Matchup with their biggest rival, Harford Community College Fighting Owls. An opportunity to put their best foot forward. Do a little deep dive into the numbers on both these teams. The Knights 8-3 on the season, 6-0 in their conference. The Fighting Owls on the other side, 7-4-1, 6-2-1 in their conference. As we have a whistle and a possession and a freebie for the Knights. About 20 yards into their offensive zone, an early opportunity. They go for the short kick, and then the big laser that safely goes over the line. Mr. Fantastic and his ever-expanding neck is the only one who had a chance at that one. Way off the mark with that big strike. 2 minutes into the contest. Let's go back into that deep dive into the numbers. 5.2 is the goals per game average for the Knights coming into this one. Just under 4 goals per game is the average for the Owls, 3.9. Goals against average, much more even. 1.1 for the Knights, 1.2 for the Owls. These two teams, they've got firepower, but they like to show the defense. Could be in store for a rock fight here in game number 2 as well, as the Owls get that ball deep in their offensive zone, run out of real estate, and run out of possession. Defense to offense with some urgency now for the Knights. Don't have numbers, but they've got possession and real estate. And a guy making a couple of players look silly. Pass just behind its target, though. Great rush, earning the offensive zone with some style points. stealing some momentum for the Knights side 3 minutes into the first half. In game number 1, we had a goal in the first 3 minutes. The Owls came out, scored a quick one. And the Knights scored 2 in the late stage of the first half to get themselves up by 1. And then it was 2 goals by the Owls in the late stage of the second half to get them up by 1. A seesaw back and forth game between these two programs' women's teams. Really setting the stage for what should be another classic here in game 2. And, of course, really, the stage is always set when the Owls and Knights are on the schedule. Both programs always have this matchup circled. Whether home or away, it doesn't matter. Everyone's excited for the matchup. When Harford Community College goes up against CCBC Essex. One of the best rivalries at this level going. As we see the ball played back to the keeper with the feet. Bad clear attempt. Only Owls had a chance at that. And the communication there, crisp from the Owls. Playing it back to the defense and then switching fields with a beautiful strike, setting up a run towards the goal, but the defense steps up just in the nick of time, closing the door for a moment. Nice little crossing pattern between the defenders there, cutting off the driving lane. Big strike and wide of the net. And my, oh my, a couple of players may have turtled their heads after that one because that was a wallop of a strike. May have taken a head off in the process. Long strike with the outside foot, trying for the through ball. Hidesi right there with the pressure on the goalkeeper. 50-50 ball finally secured by the Owls just for a moment. Big strike from the defensive line. Over all the offensive players' heads. The Knights' defense not fooled. Not caught out of position there. Hot potato with the ball, with possession. Tackle from behind. Pass still finds its way through. And the whistle. Will it be a penalty kick? No, it's right outside the box. That ball somehow just squirted through there and almost found its way into a goal-scoring area. The whistle brought a stop to that, and here is an opportunity early in the first half for the Owls to get out in front. Two referees having a little talk on the far sideline. A foul like that from the Knights, almost a necessary evil. You don't want to give the one-on-one breakaway opportunity to the Owls, but you certainly want to have a cleaner tackle than that because you see now the red card issued to the Knights player, and that is a huge blow. It is going to be a free kick right outside the box, and now the Knights will play the rest of this contest down a man. Free kick opportunity for the Owls right outside the box. They have 3 players set up over towards the ball. The Knights will expect some trickery. About 6 players set up on the wall. 1 step over, 1 shot, and it's sent away by the goalie. Full extension to the bottom corner. What a save. And this game remains scoreless. Owls play it back to the keeper. The game is going to have a new feeling to it now after that save. And, of course, the Tilton field with the Knights playing down a man now. As we see a nice move, turning the defender around. Somebody's there for the head ball. The post makes the save. And the defender clears it out of the danger zone initially. And now the big clear. Oh, my. Like Spider-Man coming in to save the day. The friendly neighborhood post. Almost 10 minutes into the contest, the Owls now starting to pepper the goal. 265 shots on the season for them is good for first at their level and at their division. And the goalie that time climbs up to the tippy top of the ladder to make the save. Colton Bagnall-Drought, sophomore goalkeeper out of Towson, Maryland, with a couple of tremendous saves already here in the first 10 minutes. .265 shots on the season for the Owls, 226 shots on the season for this Knights team, so not far behind them. But that is good for 4th in their conference and in their division. For clarification, the Knights playing Division II, and the Owls currently playing at the Division I level. Couple of bouncing balls, and a whistle goes against the Owls this time, as the Knights were in the middle of a transition. They'll get a chance to catch their breath and push some men in towards their offensive zone. Big kick. Goalie's the only one there for the play. So officially 10 minutes into the first half. Things have slowed down just a little bit. And the Jets turned on there. But the defense staying strong. Out of position there for just a moment. But Jose Hoya got back on that horse. Stole the rock. Gave the defense a chance to regroup and reset. The Knights need to keep this a low-scoring affair. Down a man with that red card. It's going to be a defensive slugfest. It probably already was going to be a defensive type of game. Now certainly the Knights' best hope is to avoid the shootout. Keep that ball in front of them. Limit the Owls' quality looks at goal. Longer this game stays in a manageable spot, the more that helps their chances. crazy to start thinking about chances already with a scoreless game and 33 minutes left in the first half. But when the field tilts because of a man down like that, it's just a reality of how the game changes. It's always a battle, but now it's a battle, and they're going uphill, and yet no one's even scored one yet. Oh, Knights with a couple of nice passes there, getting cut off at the midfield at the last second. And the spin move as the Owls player smashes that O button, holds on to possession. Some fancy play on both sides. Through ball doesn't find its way through, and the one-timer doesn't come off cleanly. Jose Hoya shutting the door on that attack. Almost 15 minutes into this first half, still zeros on the board. It's nothing but zeros on the board for the Knights. No shots on goal, no corners. The Owls, on the other hand, 2 shots on goal for them. Defense comes up, makes the play. Play was short-lived. Those runs from the back like that going to be dangerous moves. Midfielders need to be sure that they're ready to drift back and switch spots with the defender if they make a move like that. Always important to keep that ball in front of you, down a man. That much more important for the Knights here today. Owls playing keep away for a second. But only a second as the Knights now with possession. And what's it going to take for the Knights to get this ball into their offensive zone? It's going to be tough. Defense for the Owls strong. And the numbers game. Oh, couldn't get it over his head. Nice move just to get a foot on that from that angle. Beautiful display of athleticism from Angel Hernandez. "15 minutes into the first half, and my, oh my, what an exciting 15 minutes it's been. A red card issued, 2 beautiful shots on goal from the Owls. And that's just in the first 15 minutes of the first half. Rivalry matchup, game number 2 between these two programs. Living up to all the hype and some. Game number 1 was an instant classic. Game number 2, maybe more of the same. Turning on the Jets and losing the ball at the last second. Bartu Yakin, sophomore midfielder from the Netherlands. The Knights are going to need 1 or 2 plays like that from somebody. Somebody's going to have to go coast to coast and either set themselves up or a teammate. It'll be difficult for them to pass their way through this defense consistently tonight. The Knights are going to need somebody to step up offensively. They've certainly got the firepower. And offsides. Knights want to go quickly. Turnover in the defensive zone. Already someone back, and he's offsides by just a hair. Owls get caught sleeping on the job. Change of possession. Turnovers in the defensive zone, always a killer. Could be murder here tonight. Knights getting the one-on-one play. The through ball picked off just in the nick of time. Perfect timing on the deflection. Sticking the big leg out. Stopping that ball from getting to its target. Are the Knights in the middle of stealing some momentum for their side here as we approach 20 minutes played in the first half. Hidesi on the far sideline, playing for control, and ref wants it going back that way. He was playing for continuation. Knights lost it. And here comes a moment. Free kick for the Knights, far sideline. Everybody, well, almost everyone pushed up in towards the box. Three-man wall set up for the Owls. Good strike. Knights are there. Someone got a head on it. Can't get it in towards goal. Over the head with the strike. Second effort. Third. And then the big clear. Or not. Knights right back into the offensive zone. And smartly, they slow it down. Play for control. Big strike, trying to switch fields. Oh, what a one-touch. The chip over into the box. One pass, one more. And there'll be a few more as the Knights slow it down. Hidesi, his chance. What a tackle! Hidesi stays with it, though. And the second effort just as good. Owls being tested. But they've got the answers so far. Knights looking to get right back on the merry-go-round. Stretching the defense out with some strong passes. Now the lane. Yakin. One move, one pass, and they needed one more. What a deflection as Hidesi was headed towards a goal-scoring area, and the ball was following him like a magnet until it wasn't. What a game developing here under the bright lights here at the Castle. Rivalry matchup. Owls and Knights. Doesn't matter where they play. When you wear the uniform, turf, hardwood, or put the pads on and come back out on the turf for lacrosse, it is always a great matchup when these two schools go head-to-head. Centering pass in towards the middle. Knights get ahead on it. Now carry for the clear. Splitting the defense, turning on the Jets. Bartu Yakin, what a tackle at the last second. Oh, my. Effort on display on both sides. Bartu Yakin needs to be checked to make sure he's not indeed Barry Allen, because he turned on the Jets like he was the Flash there, only to be stopped by the Hulk. Knights have definitely grabbed some momentum for their side. What will it lead to? Great job bouncing this ball around with the head ball. And they say it's off Hiddesy. Came up off his shoulder, says the sideline judge. Certainly a battle for the ball. Looking like a wide receiver and cornerback fighting up the sideline for a 50-50 ball. Oh, nay, says the referee. It's going the other way. Substitutions checking into the game for the Knights. The Knights have grabbed some of this momentum for their side, but they are still not only searching for their first goal, they're searching for their first shot on goal. This Owls team is bending, but they are far, far from breaking. Same certainly could be said about the Knights on the other side in terms of bending but not breaking. They've given the Owls a couple of chances, but they are rising to the occasion. Big chip. Drought is there, and he will let cooler heads prevail as he realizes that one is out of play. Knights looking for the passing lane. Owls finding a timely deflection that keeps it here. Knights stretched out in a tough spot there for a moment, but they regroup. Force the Owls to push it back towards the D-line as we hit 21 minutes to play in the first half. Knights with the interception. Defense to offense. Knights playing their game, playing keep away, waiting for something to open up for them. And the Knights having their real estate taken away for a moment on that far sideline, but possession stays with them. So hope offensively lives. 20 minutes left to play in the first half. The Knights looking for the game's first goal. And that possession was short-lived as now the Owls with the throw. Man, Hiddesy. Great control. Coming in there with the one touch. Another one touch from Hiddesy, setting up the passing lane, and just one pass away from a strong rush towards the goal. Oh, so close. Tension building. The moment getting bigger. I think we're going to see one before this halftime whistle sends the fans to the Porta-Johns. Yakin with control. One-on-one play, setting up a teammate on the far sideline. And here's a long through pass, finding its way through. Knights shutting off the angle initially. Here's the shot, and it's well wide. Long pass on a string, tape to tape. Defense in position, just in the nick of time. Big boot at the midfield line. Bouncing around off a couple of heads. Somebody in a white jersey on that far sideline over at the scorer's table, bouncing around, getting ready to check in. Coach Fiedler trying to keep fresh legs on the field as his team battling down a man in a huge spot with the corner kick. And these set pieces, really interesting moments for the coaching staff to show what the mindset is down a man. They want to push, they want to be aggressive, but they always need to be mindful of not stretching themselves and catching themselves out of position. Corner kick near sideline. Blue jersey is there first, and it's sent away with the head ball. Knights are able to keep it in the offensive zone, and there is a whistle. And that is a coachable moment for sure. Life's full of them, and we will move on just like the game will. Opportunity for Jose Hoya. He's got a big leg, and he's 20 yards into his offensive zone. He's looking to display it. Off the head, wide of the net. And Jose Hoya with a strong strike there, spinning away from the goalie towards a really good spot. His teammate just couldn't center it and get it on towards goal. "16 minutes and some change is all that's left here in this first half. First half that still has left us with nothing but questions. Actually, it's a first half that has introduced a few new questions that we didn't think about before the game started. Like, how is this Knights team going to continue to answer the challenge of playing down a man? An early red card in the game for them changed this game in a way that is certainly unchangeable. They have answered the test so far, and they've looked mighty good doing it. They not only have kept hope alive, they've created some more hope for themselves, stealing the momentum in the late stages of the first half, as we see a beautiful scissor kick for the clear. Through ball up the far sideline. He's offsides by just a hair. That flag was quick. Almost as quick as the player running towards that ball. A sigh of relief for the Knights defense. Under 15 minutes to play now in the first half. Halftime just moments away, just minutes away. And the whistle will keep possession with the Knights. It'll be a freebie right there at the midfield. That's a great display of sportsmanship afterwards. Nice little my bads exchange between the two players. It's a physical game. Everyone's got a right to those 50-50 balls. But let's be gentlemen about it too. Let's compete. Let's shake hands afterwards. We're in the middle of a great competition right now. Great through ball in towards the scoring area. It's a race around one defender. And off the goalie with a beautiful save. Kill or be killed. And the goalie says, not today. 3 saves for him in this first half, keeping the game scoreless. Blink and you missed it. The Owls were in their zone with a chance. All for none, though. Owls slowing things down at the midfield. Trying to create a little deja vu with a long pass up that near sideline. That's what led to that goal-scoring opportunity just a moment ago. Catch with control, one move. One shot. One moment later, we're still scoreless. One very, very exciting moment later, we're still scoreless. Rex Pierce was the one who had the shot on goal. The third shot on goal of this game, all of them for the Owls. Two of them spectacular saves by Colton Bagnall-Drought. CBD. Keeping the boys calm out there. Making the big saves. Keeping his team right here in the game. Scoreless still. Maybe need one more. Big clear after the tackle. Poked it away just in the nick of time. The gun was loading up, and it was aimed for the goal. Whoo, Nelly. And that one off the end line. And a huge sigh of relief for the Knights players, coaches, and fans. The Owls now in control of the momentum and starting to pepper the offensive zone. And the Knights will get the whistle. And some hand fighting will give possession and an opportunity to the Knights in a very, very good spot. Free kick for the Knights. Jose Hoya will take it. He is right outside the box, just about 5 yards on this near sideline. He had a beauty of a strike from further out about 10 minutes ago. This time, you got to think he's going for goal. No, he lays it up for a teammate. He had two there, but neither one could get a body on it. Knights still knocking on opportunity's door, though. Need the cross. Have a teammate there. Can they drop it off to him? It's a fight right there at the line. Somehow he squeezes that ball through, but only Owls players there for the clear. Oh, it's a boomerang as it's right back into the offensive zone. But the Knights can't capitalize. And the whistle blows it dead. We have hit the final 10-minute mark of the first half. And we've got two teams getting antsy out there as they're searching for one before we get to halftime. Knights up through the midfield, and the goalie comes off of his line and makes it with a couple of seconds to spare. And that's the first time the keeper for the Owls has seen any action today. Ball on the far sideline. Knights watch the Owls pepper the offensive zone, for a good 3-4 minutes. Now they're trying to do the same on the other side. The Owls able to keep the Knights at arm's length, though. Up to the far sideline. Owls looking for the centering pass. Had the two-man game setting up there. Pass comes off the foot. Just a little strange, and it's that quick how things move and how things change. Owls thought they were headed in towards goal, and then The Knights going the other way with the whistle. Seesaw first half, back and forth. Opportunities on both sides. But still, the game remains scoreless. And a tremendous job of using the body as a shield, not allowing the offensive player to run underneath of that. Instead, just creating the lane for the goalie to come in and make the save. Owls moving it up at the midfield. Big strike. Knights are there with the foot. Send it away. But cannot clear it all the way. Back on the offensive merry-go-round. The Owls searching for the game's first goal. And the trend continues for both teams, coming up $1 short. A race towards the ball. The Owls win it, but the angle shut off. The Knights are able to clear it out of the box. Oh, that's a bouncing ball that goes the Knights' way. On the rush. And just did not have enough real estate or numbers. But that bouncing ball did give the Knights defense a chance to catch their breath, regroup, get back into position. It had been a minute with that ball staying in their defensive zone. The Owls inching closer and closer. The Knights need a big clear. And the save made with the foot as he got it on net, but could not get nearly enough power on that. At the midfield line, once again, the Knights able to clear it out of their offensive zone, but the Owls quickly grabbing it. As they now look to be the team grabbing the momentum in the final stages. The momentum game, just like everything else here in this game, it has been back and forth, and oh no, it's misplayed by the goalie, and he's picked up by a teammate, as that is a tough one. A corner kick is awarded to the Owls. And with 5 minutes left in the first half, this is certainly an opportunity. First corner of the day for the Owls. And the Knights, they'll do everything they can to mark up. Remember, they're playing down a man. And what a huge tackle! Now the clear. Defense to offense with some urgency and a huge deflection for the Owls as they at least slow down the rush for a moment. What a tackle and a wrestle maneuver. Felipe Oliveira, number 7, cannot miss those bright green cleats out there. And they were on display with a huge tackle as the Owls were headed in towards a goal-scoring area. And then, of course, he got suplexed on the other side for his troubles. Free kick for the Knights. 4 yards into their offensive zone. They've got one of their D-men taking the kick, so they are expecting a big boot and for somebody to get under one of these bouncing balls. Big strike over towards where everyone is, but what a display of athleticism from the Owls as they climb up to the tippy top of the ladder and send it out of the danger zone for now. 4 minutes left in the contest. Big tackle from the Knights, and they step up defensively to keep it here. Keep it in the zone. Oliveria. And the defender goes down towards his belly to clear it out of the danger zone. The effort continues to be strong on both sides. Big saving tackle from the Knights, number 17, Tom Schroeder. Schroeder saw the offensive momentum developing and leaning towards the other side. He put the body on the line to send it away, give the fellas a chance to regroup. 180 seconds, that's all that's left here in this first half. Owls making a rush towards the goal, and it'll be a corner kick. Had one white jersey, two black jerseys there. And the math, tough on that one, but the results at least give the Knights a chance to regroup. Corner kick near sideline. Two players over there, so they go for the short kick again. Stretch them out, and that is not what they were looking for. Or was it? Did not see that player coming in for the finishing head ball. He got a head on it, but he sent it into the side of the net, and whoo! Sigh of relief for the players, coaches, and fans for the Knights, as that was a solid play put on with the corner. And now 120 seconds left in the first half. The Owls trying to keep the Knights on their heels. Up the far sideline. Stepped up with a big tackle from the midfield spot. And a very important clear here for the Knights, as Oliveria puts on the brakes. Knights at least cleared it out of their defensive zone. 90 seconds left now in the first half. Fans at home, we've got a whole another 45 in front of us. Schroeder with the one-on-one play, cutting him off. What a play, using every inch of that 6'3" frame to cut off the angle. And the one-on-one play goes to the defense that time. Under 60 seconds left to play in the first half. In the middle of another instant classic between these two teams. And after the Knights picked up that huge red card earlier in the contest, we knew it was going to have to be a defensive matchup between these two teams if the Knights wanted to keep their hopes of victory alive, and they have lived up to every challenge placed in front of them defensively so far. Coach Fiedler, he's going to have some adjustments he wants to see from his men, but he has got to be proud of the performance they have had in the first 45, as we are going to go to halftime with a score of 0-0 on the big board. The Owls and the Knights in the middle of another classic here at the Castle. What will the score be after the second 45? If you're as interested as me, you're going to have to stick around with us and find out. Get your popcorn ready. It's another good one here on this Tuesday night. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back and ready to start the second 45, the second half, just seconds away from getting underway. And we are starting this second half with a very familiar score. It's the only score we've had here today. It's 0-0. Nothing on the big board, and very few numbers really outside of those zeros. One corner for the Knights and no shots on goal in the first half. Two corners for the Owls and 3 shots on goal for them. But outside of that, it was a very defensive-minded game in the first 45. Both defenses bending just a little bit, showing some signs of weakness, but also plenty of signs of dominance. I had a strong feeling the way things were going at one point in the first half that we were going to see a late goal in that first half, as it looked like the Knights were inching closer and closer. And, of course, the Owls with plenty of chances as well. But now with this game still scoreless going into the second half, I think we could be looking at a scoreless game in regulation. Possible. The longer this game remains scoreless, I think the more these teams are going to be inclined to tighten up defensively. And if that's the case, there just may not be much breathing room offensively for either one of these teams. It may come down to which one of these teams makes the mistake and their opponent's able to capitalize on said mistake. Knights with a freebie early in the second half, 15 yards into their offensive zone. Bouncing ball onto the other side on this near sideline right in front of us. Another centering pass. Somebody's there, and it's into the side of the net. It does not get much closer than that. Oh, my. A moment the Knights will be thinking about later today for sure if this game doesn't go their way. An early opportunity in the first 3 minutes of the second half. But momentum established on their side early in this second half. What are they able to do with it? What a beautiful strike from one side of the box to the other. And certainly a what could have been moment. Knights looking for the lane to pass this ball out of their defensive zone. They find a lane to switch fields and get it on this near sideline, and now past the midfield. Possession short-lived. The Owls trying to get on the merry-go-round offensively for the first time here in this second half. That missed shot on goal from the Knights a moment ago on that head ball. Missing the goal altogether means the Knights are still in search of their first shot on goal. Pass does not find its target. Instead, it gives possession to the Knights. And they switch fields on to the far sideline now. Working it on the triangle. Great passing display until it wasn't. That pass, the third time around, just a little bit too far out in front, and it rolls over the end line. Hot potato with possession here over the last 2 minutes. That scoring opportunity for the Knights came in the first 3 minutes, and the last 2 minutes after that, it's been back and forth with possession. The Owls realizing they just dodged a bullet. And the Knights trying to figure out what they need to do to get back to the shooting range. They're being held in check here, unable to get this ball very deep into their offensive zone. It's past the midfield line and then not much further after that. And the Knights wanted the offsides call. Never came. Owls got the shot. Could not get it on net. There's a nervous energy here through the building and through the castle as the fans, just like we do up here in the broadcast booth, they know that this Knights team has played very, very well, but they also know that they've got a huge hill in front of them, playing down a man, trying to pull out the victory over this tough opponent. That just also happens to be their biggest rival, the Harford Community College Fighting Owls. And fans at home, if you're just joining us and you missed the first half, you did not hear me incorrectly. The Knights are indeed playing down a man. They were issued a red card very early in the first half. That man right there, the goalkeeper, Colton Bagnall-Drought, sophomore from Towson, Maryland, made a huge save after that red card was issued that really kind of just centered and calmed the nerves of his teammates, coaches, and, of course, the fans here at the castle as well. Had to make 2 more saves after that, one of them really probably equally as spectacular. Colton Drought, a big reason why this game remains scoreless, and this Knights team has hope. You wouldn't think they'd be the team holding on to hope, given the fact that they are in control of this rivalry, so to speak, with 9 straight victories over the Owls coming into this one. But, of course, the circumstances of the game being what they are. Uphill battle for Coach Fiedler's squad as they shoot a toe off right there near the near sideline. Possession switches, and we inch a little bit closer to 10 minutes played in this second half. We have some warm-up action taking place on and around the bench area of the Owls. Let's see if they go to some substitution packages sooner than later. You saw Coach Fiedler going to his bench early and often in that first half, trying to keep fresh legs rotated in and out of the game. Looking more like line shifts in a hockey game, as we see a through ball come very close to finding its target. Close, not counting for anything here this afternoon. Oh, speaking of close, this one's going to be close, and it is, oh, so close. About as close as you can get, as it does find its way over towards that back of the net area, but not the one they were searching for. Oh, my. Blink and you missed it moment. The Owls, they came mighty close right there. Colton Bagnall Drought. And there, again, the Knights shooting a toe off in the defensive zone. This time, deeper into their defensive zone. A costly turnover. How costly? Well, we're going to find out here in a moment. Colton Drought cut off the angle by coming off the line to make that a tough play for the Owls offensive player. And he may need to find another save in his back pocket here. 34 minutes and some change left, and what a tackle! Owls playing it in towards the box. Knights there with the head. Once, twice. And now the referee does blow it dead. Offsides, says this sideline ref. And it looked like on that initial tackle, maybe the ref was going to blow that whistle, but he looked to play for continuation as the Owls still had possession. They put that ball in towards the box. And maybe now they're thinking they wish they would have got the whistle, if that was indeed the case. What could have been? Oh, Nelly, what might still be, as there is so much time left in this one, and these two teams showing no signs of slowing down. That ball rolling into a good area, carrying it into a better. One shot finally comes, but the save is there. And that will be a whistle. Referee played for continuation once again, but this time he's bringing it back. He's also giving a stern talking to one of those Knights players. And he will back the wall up just a bit. 4 men set up. Oh, make it 5. 5 men set up for the wall here for the Knights. Right outside the box. A huge spot. Going for goal and scoring. Over the wall and into the back of the net for goal number 1. And going to go celebrate with his teammates afterwards. What a huge spot for the Owls. A beauty of a shot. No chance. Drought watches it go over his shoulder and past his ear. Tough break for the Knights. Owls need to make sure they do not allow that goal to find themselves in a position where they get ahead of themselves, where they think they've already got this game won. You know this Knights team is going to make a few adjustments and make a run towards the goal, and all they need is one to get this game tied up and back into a favorable spot. Schroeder around 2 with control. Setting up a teammate, and it's just a little too far out in front. The Knights already showing signs of some more offense, already showing signs of a new pep in their step. So many times on those goals that give a team a 1-goal lead, you think of the momentum switching onto the side of the team that scored, and that certainly is the possibility, is that it always has a chance, but it also, the opposite can be true as well, as it wakes up the other team. And we may be seeing that right now here from the Knights. At least that's what the players, coaches, and fans are hoping. The Knights trying to avoid back-to-back losses for a second time this season. And what a tackle right there as the box starting to open up. The opportunity starting to materialize. One more. It's a fight for the ball right there at the box. Knights trying to keep it in their offensive zone. And coming up $1 short. But inching closer and closer towards a goal-scoring area. I think it is smart for this Knights team to play for control, stretch this Owls team out defensively just a little bit with some passing, open the defense up a little bit, and create a driving lane. You've got the teams, and you've got the players, to put one on. You just got to create the driving lane and the goal-scoring opportunity. The Knights have 30 minutes to do it. Problem there is, as we officially hit 30 minutes played or left to play in the contest, that means we've hit an hour officially played already, and the Knights still no shots on goal for them. Being held in check offensively. Still keeping hope alive. Down, but by the smallest of margins. And we saw a comeback in game one. Will we see one in game two? Hot potato with possession. Quickly, the Owls into their offensive zone. Just as quick to switch fields. And the Owls seem like they have survived at least the initial onslaught after the go-ahead goal. Hidesi putting the pressure on, and that is what it's going to take. The Knights need to force a turnover around the midfield line. Try and shorten their field and shorten their rush. Give themselves an opportunity to go defense to offense with some urgency. Centering pass right at the top of the box. One more shot, deflected, and sent away. Owls still knocking on opportunity's door. It'll be a throw-in. Though actually the referee comes in and says, nay, it's going the other way. Oh, man, a tough turnover. That's the third time we've seen a turnover in the D zone in this second half. Knights shooting off toes left and right here. The difficult task in front of them continues to get more and more difficult. And they've got a substitution package getting ready to check in at our next whistle. The substitutions that much more critical now for Coach Fiedler's squad, as he needs to find the combination of fresh legs to get this team back to even. And the Owls are really stretching them out with these passes. And as much as the Owls doing a great job of playing keep away, they got to be perfect here. If this is what they want strategy-wise, is just to keep the Knights at bay and keep them an arm's length away. You can pass the ball around the field like this, but you've got to be perfect with your passes, because you're one mistouch away from tilting the field onto the other side. As we see finally the possession come to an end. A whole lot of nothing happening there offensively for the Fighting Owls, but they took a whole lot of time off the clock now as we have officially hit 25 minutes left to play in the second half. 20 minutes into the second 45, the Knights searching for the answering goal. And if they find it, it could come on their first shot on goal of the day. It has been a struggle offensively for Coach Fiedler's squad. And we are looking at a potential deja vu situation as the Owls, once again, happy to work it around the defense and force the Knights to come to them. And there was the whistle that Coach Fiedler was searching for as his substitution package will check into the game. Knights switching fields. Green grass in front. And a tough play there. Certainly accidental. He's coming in for the slide tackle, and Knights player tries to get around him, and he catches a little bit of the foot in the face. That is a tough scene for sure. The training staff will come out onto the field. In a 1-0 game, the Owls are up here in this one. 24:05 left in the contest. Throw in for the Knights after the whistle, and a quick whistle right after that, as their possession was short-lived after the break. During the break, the injured player for the Hawks was able to get up and walk off the field under his own power, which was a happy sight for everyone here at the Castle who saw that. That was a nasty move, or excuse me, a nasty hit that he took. Nothing nasty about the move, just two players going 100 miles an hour after a loose ball. Everyone's got a right to it. Sometimes there's an accident on the field, a collision, so to speak, and that's what we saw there. These two teams have been battling it physically throughout this contest. Knights searching for space. Couple of nice passes. They needed one more. Somehow, they win the strongman contest to hold on to possession there. Don't have real estate anymore, but they still have the ball. Yakin with a good take. He needs one more move. He cannot get the shot through the sea of legs there, but my goodness. Number 19, Bartu Yakin, ready to have everyone up and out of their seats as he was looking for the take and make. He took the take part as far as he could take it. The make, well, the Knights still searching. Still holding on to that hope. It's still very much alive. And hope is the lie that we ourselves make come true. And right now, it may be a lie that the Knights are holding on to hope, but hey, they are the ones who could make it come true. They may be lying to themselves, saying they're one play, one moment, one bouncing ball away. Maybe they're not. Maybe today is just not their day, but also maybe they'll speak it into reality. It starts with you. You've got to believe, and right now the Knights showing signs that they still believe. Now, I know they got some Knights fans out there that believe like their share. They believe in this Knights team like Cher believes in life after love. Is this Knights team strong enough? Somebody's mom out there is listening to this game saying, did he really just say that? Oh, nice move to get around one. Could not get around the second. Here's the offensive rush for the Owls. They lost the ball, but got it back. Dropping it for a teammate. Big shot. And it splits the uprights. Somewhere that is counting for 3, but here tonight, nothing at all. Missed opportunity. And one that the Owls can certainly afford to miss, as they are in the driver's seat. But the Knights, right there in the rearview mirror, tailgating, as close as you can get. Trying to turn the corner and at least get to even. Pass sets up the turning lane, and the ball played just a little bit too far out in front. Again, a sigh of relief from the Knights defense as the Owls are getting a little closer. The Knights trying to get a little closer, saving that ball from going out of bounds. What an effort play. Centering ball. It's a goal! What a game here at the Castle! Oh, mama, this game ain't over. It's a fight till the end. What a pass. What a goal. What a game. And ladies and gentlemen at home, you better call Grandma, because it's an instant classic here at the Castle. We got 19 minutes and 31 seconds to find a winner. Woo, Nelly, and this is the moment in the game where I am obligated by contract to let all of you fine folks at home know that we have a brand new ball game. 1-1, 19 minutes left before we hit triple zeros. Will we see one more? What a job of catching that one off the post from CBD. Colton Bagnall Drought, his 4th save of the day, comes with an extra pep in his step as he has watched his teammates pick him up and get this game back to even. What a rivalry matchup here on this Tuesday night. Ball played a little bit too far out in front of the Knights player. And a deflection. Defense to offense with some urgency. Real estate in the middle of the field. One pass, one more. And almost some deja vu. This time, though, Cameron Niehoff was unable to lift the ball off of the turf on his cross. Cameron Niehoff, the sophomore out of Perry Hall, Maryland. A local boy, was the man who got the assist on what may be the biggest goal of the season so far for this Knights team. The moans and groans from both sides. What we know for sure is it's going the other way. Play continues, and there's the big clear that the Knights needed. "17 minutes is all that separates these two teams from what could be, what may be, the final whistle. But if we've got this same score at the end of this 17 minutes, well, it won't be the final whistle. We'll have at least one more. We'll have some free soccer. But hey, that's then. This is now. There's the whistle. And the X thrown up. A card is going to be issued. It's the first of the day issued to an Owls player. And the physicality has picked up here in this game, and that is a surprise to no one. Schroeder will take the kick for the Knights, 10 yards into his defensive zone. So what's the strategy here? And smartly, he plays for possession. Centering pass, someone's there. The second effort. They had someone there, but so did the Owls. Knights looking for the second effort on that one. What a catch! A white jersey there, trying to put it into the back of the net, but the save made by the keeper for the Owls. Knights quickly trying to regroup. Centering pass in towards the box. It's picked off and then cleared out of the danger zone in just the nick of time. I think the Knights found themselves out of position there defensively just for a moment because I think a player lost his shoe. They find themselves back into position here. Good ball in towards the box, and the Knights are the first to get underneath of it. What a beautiful touch. And the Owls getting closer. 15 minutes left to play now. Ones are hot on the board right now. 1-1 is our score on the big board, and it's nothing ones on the board for the Knights. Their one goal coming on their one shot on goal. Up and over. And it is a race towards the ball. Schroeder thought he had used the body to cut off the angle, and then in slid the offensive player just as CBD slid in. A collision right there. But the save made. Knights staying strong and staying with it, and there is the whistle. Another card issued. And that hand fighting went back for a couple feet. Knights got the ball played onto their feet with a continuation, but once they lost it, that whistle comes in, and that opportunity is granted to the Knights in a very favorable position. Arguably the biggest moment of the game right here in front of us, under 15 minutes to play. 1-1 game, free kick, about 15 yards outside the box. The Knights have players pushed up right on the edge. They're looking for magic. The strike. And the send away initially by the defense. Knights looking to keep it here. Owls looking to go defense to offense with some urgency. What a tackle at the midfield. You shall not pass. Possession stays with the Knights. Under 15 to play. Into their offensive zone now, looking for space. The carry, the shot, the save. Looking for that bottom corner. The goalie not only making the save, but making sure there's no rebound attempt. And the goal taken away just like that from the Knights. They thought they had one, but instead, the game still 1-1. Long ball through at least part of the defense, but not the heart of it. Owls right there at the midfield, now pushing it back towards the defensive line. And everyone here in attendance at the Castle, either up and out of their seats or on the very edge, waiting for the spectacular, waiting for the photo finish. These two teams have played a masterclass of a game so far. A rock fight with a few rocks, one to be exact on each side, getting through and touching the back of the net. Outside of that, it has been a defensive matchup. These two teams trading punches. And oh, by the way, remember, fans at home, the Knights with an arm tied behind their back, so to speak, with a player down. Now, of course, they tied that arm behind their own back. They didn't have it cut off. And that was a dangerous play. The goalie makes it just in the nick of time as he sends it away and at least gives the defense a chance to regroup. Final 12 minutes of the contest. It is here. It is a 1-1 game, and the Owls have a throw-in deep in their offensive zone. Ball played in towards the box. Black jersey right there, and the whistle blows it dead as they say he's offsides. A tremendous strike after that ball was thrown from the sideline, and a huge what could have been moment there for the Owls as the Knights searching. And they blow it dead. And that is a frustrating play if you're the Owls, I'm sure. They were trying to go quick. A referee says, I never told you to start, though. Coach Fiedler letting his players know what he wants to see, what adjustments he wants to see them make in this final 10 minutes. What a game this has been, living up to all the hype and some. It has been another comeback effort here in Game 2. Between these two programs, the women set the stage in an epic way in Game 1. The men living up to it in the finale. And the save made and no rebound chance as CBD gets down on one knee to control the cannonball cleanly and securely. Oh my, turnover in the defensive zone. Knights stretched out just a bit. Can they regroup? Centering pass, sent away. The save once again by CBD. Colton Bagnell-Drought earning his keep with his teammates right now. Two absolute tremendous saves in the first half to keep the game scoreless, and now, well, a couple more good ones. Maybe not as dramatic, but still he is making the saves when he has to. keeping this game manageable for his teammates. 9 minutes for his teammates to find one more. Is it right here? Pass in towards the middle, and the tackle right in the nick of time. Defense to offense with some urgency. Knights saw what was developing, and cooler heads prevailed, played it back towards the keeper. Final 8 minutes and 30 seconds. Everyone letting it all hang loose, searching for one more. It's not officially golden goal at this point, but man, oh man, does it feel like it. We got to play this final 8 minutes, but if somebody can find a goal, it'll feel like the end of the contest, that's for sure. Knights trying to find the passing lane to get this ball out of their zone. What a tremendous string of passes. 4 or 5 in a row. How about 6? As they switch fields with that one. Now it's pinballing around. And the whistle will blow it dead. Too much of the rough stuff, says the ref. 7 minutes and 30 seconds left in regulation. .50-50 balls on both sides. Owls collected initially. Knights take it right back. Looking for the clear. And there's a whistle on the other side this time, and it is going to be a card. Too much of the rough stuff, says the man with the zebra stripes. 6:57 left in regulation, and an opportunity for the Knights to put a play on. Free kick. About 5 yards into their defensive zone, so they will try and figure something out here. Schroeder's taking the kick. He's got a big leg. He can put this in towards the box, and they could find a bouncing ball situation, or they can go short and look to play for control. What's the play here? Schroeder. Big kick in towards the box, far side. Somebody got a leg on it, put it up the elevator shaft, and out of play. Man, Schroeder looked like he did his job, but those through balls that you have to catch out of the air on the volley like that, some of the toughest plays to make. Big boys at the big level, they make it easy because they get paid the big bucks. Or maybe they get paid the big bucks because they make it look easy. Oh, man, the action got me tongue-tied and almost exhausted because we are going back and forth, up and down, and all around this merry-go-round. That is the emotional roller coaster of this game. Dangerous play to throw that in towards the middle, but enough space to be had. Final 6 minutes. It's here. Forwards and midfielders applying a ton of ball pressure on the ball carriers for the Knights right now. And they ran into a turnover. Knights turn it right back over, though. Hot potato with possession. And why not? We hit the final 5 minutes. It should come down to the end, shouldn't it? What else would you want to see from these two teams? I know, me personally, this is exactly what I had on my bingo card. Players on the field go to bed at night before game day praying for a victory. I go to bed at night praying for a good game And oh my, the soccer gods have answered us here tonight. 2 back-to-back good ones in this battle between the Owls and the Knights. And continuation, granted, 1 touch, 1 shot, and that's all they'll see as CBD down to a knee to secure the ball and make sure there's no rebound. Drought with a big boot onto the other side of the field. And even if they can't control it, switching fields like that and going into the offensive zone just gives the defense a chance to at least catch a break. Get off their heels. This has been a real challenge of a game from the word go for this Knights team, and they have answered the challenge so far, and they have got an opportunity in front of them in the final 4 minutes, a corner kick, and they're going to bring the troops up. Under 4 minutes to play, corner kick for the Knights, far sideline. They've got 3 defenders back, and everyone else is pushed up towards the box, understanding the moment that's in front of them. Good strike towards the middle. Somebody's there, but was not tall enough. And he couldn't jump high enough to get ahead on that one. Missed opportunity for the Knights. Is it their final missed opportunity of regulation? 180 seconds. That's all that separates these two teams from the final whistle of regulation. Are we headed towards the first overtime game of the season here at the Castle? Maybe. Bouncing ball. CBD off the line. Just a second to spare. 150 seconds left. Over the head of the Owls player. Gives the Knights a chance to clear for a moment. Owls looking to hold on for the final rush here, as we hit 120 seconds left to play. In towards the middle, loading up the cannon. Shot. And it was no shot. He was sending it over onto the far sideline for a teammate. And the Knights saw it and got a foot on it with just a second to spare. Bouncing around in towards the box of the Owls with 90 seconds left to play in the second half. A 1-1 game. Owls pushing up in towards their offensive zone. Getting a good touch in towards the box, and the deflection from the Knights. Hidesi has it play off his chest, but cannot play it with control. And the Owls may get one more rush. 60 seconds left. Defense is there to send it out of the box. The volley. And CBD's there for the save. Colton Bagnall Drought with the save off the line with maybe half a second to spare. And is that the last hoorah for the Owls? The Knights with possession, 35 seconds on the far sideline, looking for the buzzer beater. Over everyone's head, trying to chase it down. And the goalie comes off of his line to boot it away. And a whistle, where's it going? It's going to the Knights. 10 seconds. In towards the box, sent away, and that should be all she wrote for regulation. We are going to overtime, tied at 1. All right, fans at home, it's looking like there may not be an overtime period right now as, yep, it looks like they are going to call this one a tie as everyone's shaking hands on the field right now, waiting to get an official word from that. And I think our boss, the athletic director, shaking hands with the referee is about as official of a word as we're going to get on that one. It does look like the final score here in this one is a 1-1 tie in the battle between the Owls and the Knights. What a contest, and there it is. The scoreboard's been turned off, so that is our official sign. It is going down as a tie. The Knights won't get a chance to see the other end of the comeback trail, but they did secure a point, and they got a huge step forward in their season in a tough matchup against a very, very tough opponent. Final score in this one more time, a 1-1 tie between the CCBC Essex Knights and the Harford Community College Fighting Owls. Join us this Saturday and Sunday for more soccer action live here from the Castle, 1 o'clock on Saturday and then 1 o'clock on Sunday as well. Please join us live or live on YouTube for that action this weekend. And until then, Aaron Thomas for the final time tonight saying good afternoon, good evening, and good night.